Let me give you a little inside information about God. God likes to watch. He's a prankster. Think about it. He gives man instincts. He gives you this extraordinary gift, and then what does he do? I swear, for his own amusement, his own private cosmic gag reel, he sets the rules in opposition. It's the goof of all time. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't taste. Taste, don't swallow. And while you're jumping from one foot to the next, what is he doing? He's laughing his sick fucking ass off. He's a tight ass. He's a sadist. He's an absentee landlord. Worship that? Never.
Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven, is that it?
Why not? I'm here on the ground with my nose in it since the whole thing began. I've nurtured every sensation man has been inspired to have. I cared about what he wanted, and I never judged him. Why? Because I never rejected him. In spite of all his imperfections, I'm a fan of man. I'm a humanist. Maybe the last humanist. Who, in their right mind, Kevin, could possibly deny the 20th century was entirely mine? All of it, Kevin! All of it. All of it. All of it.
Oh, reaching for heaven.
MacCity.com. You're up next. You're up next. You're up next.
One, two, Fat Mac, Almighty Triple XL, coming at you live and direct from MacCity.com. Here we go once again. It is the 25th of October, 2013. What are we gonna do, people? What are we gonna do? Yeah, man. First of all, before I get started, I'd like to clarify something for y'all, especially if you're new. This show, it is definitely an acquired taste. This is not necessarily like anything that you've ever heard before. I'm quite sure some people would say that there's nothing new under the sun, but I'm going to just go ahead and just be honest with you, man. I think that I'm pretty unique in my assessments and in my thought processes. And like I said, it's an acquired taste, man. I don't really, I marvel at just how many people follow me. Or not necessarily follow me, but, check in and listen to what the fuck I'm saying, man, because it's an acquired taste. Not everybody's going to get down with what I'm saying, man. And there's a lot of cats who do chime in and who do communicate and who do listen. And like I said, Mac City and Mac City Limits is not for droids, it's not for drones, it's not for robots. It's not for yes men, ass kissers, and bootlickers. You know what I mean? We can agree to disagree on a lot of things. And like I said, I'm going to just keep repeating it. It's an acquired taste. I'm going to keep saying that because especially today, I'm going to do one of them shows where I'm going to ruffle feathers. I typically do that anyway, but particularly on this show, the feathers will be ruffled. I've had shows like this in the past, but it's about time that I do another show like this and be a little bit more, should I say, precise with my arguments, so to speak. Yeah, so I know you're probably thinking, what's it about, what's it pertaining to, but maybe you've already read the synopsis of it already on my Libsyn account, where you can find the podcast, or maybe you have found it through iTunes. Once again, I like to reiterate and stress, you can find these joints on iTunes now, right? You know, because some cats have problems accessing the show on Liberated Syndicate. I don't know why, but you can also, once again, go to iTunes and check out what I'm talking about, what I'm spitting, man. And once again, feel free to drop me your opinion on some shit, rate the show, whatever shit. I have opened up the lines of communication, and I'm astounded that no one has said jack shit to me, man. Judging by probably damn near a year ago, man, people was beating down my door trying to, express themselves and talk about this and that, and now I open up the floodgates and let you niggas talk shit and ain't nobody saying nothing. I'm perplexed. Okay, well, like I said, it's an acquired taste. I'm kind of doing this show because I'm seeing a lot of shit in the news, and I'm getting questions from folks that know me on some real shit on a personal level out here in the streets, man. And me and some of my cats, we parlay and we talk about the government, we talk about Barack Obama, and we're pretty sure, we're basically certain that he's a Marxist humanist, and he's doing a lot of things that I'm gonna just be blunt with you, man. He's trying to set up a situation and a system where Christians will be getting killed. Christians will be getting slayed. Christians will be taking an L pretty soon. You know what I mean? Through the government's own writings, Al-Qaeda is no longer the enemy. Now patriots, veterans, and Christians are the new terrorists. And yeah, man, if you're talking about the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, off with your head. If you're talking about Christianity, off with your head. If you're a veteran, off with your head. Now, what I'm talking about, and why I'm talking about this, right? Like I said, y'all know, if you've been following the show for the longest, no, I'm no fan of Christianity. I'm not digging the shit. I don't like it. I don't fuck with it. You know what I mean? But in the same token, I get on here and I bash Obama, and I'm not digging what the fuck he's on either. So like I said, a lot of people are still confused and perplexed about, okay, you don't like the church, you don't like Christianity as a whole, but we sit and we build and we talk about how Barack Obama is setting up a police state where he's going to try his best to eradicate Christians. It would seem like you would be in the same boat with this nigga, man. You know what I mean? But I understand what history teaches us, man. That's just a litmus test. First, it's the Christians, and then they'll come for the Muslims, then they'll come for the atheists. But bottom line is, since I've been studying this government shit, this NWO shit for a long time, they want to eradicate 90% of the fucking population. Alright? So it don't matter what the fuck religion you are. They want to get rid of you. They want to basically eradicate humans off the planet. Of course, they're going to have some hanging around just to be their entertainment, to be their slaves, to be their serfs, or whatnot. But I understand that they set the precedent with one group, right? And then once everyone falls in line and they get used to a certain way things are run, then they'll go ahead and advance to the next group so that no one will bat an eye. You know what I mean? The key is to set the fucking precedent, and the Christians right now are going to be the litmus test. The gun owners, the veterans, the Christians, patriots, whatever. Especially if you're of the Christian persuasion. So, I've had people come to me and talk to me about, if Christianity was just like any other religion, they wouldn't be trying to just only kill Christians. Why aren't they trying to kill Muslims? Why aren't they trying to kill Scientologists? Look, man, check it out. Don't toot your horn so hard, okay? It's basic fucking sociology, man. Basic politics, man. Basic social fucking engineering. The NWO, the elites, the banksters basically want to create a new paradigm, a new way of thinking. Their own sort of utopia or dystopia, alright? But in order to do that, they must totally wreck society. They must totally wreck it. Before one can build, one must destroy. So that means they have to fuck the family. You know what I mean? And I've told y'all this in one of my social engineering joints that I put forth a couple years ago. Right? You got to put the child above the man and the woman. You got to elevate the woman above the man. And above all else, like, you got to go ahead and make the government the official man of the house. Okay? Basically, the government is going to be daddy. The government is going to run shit. And the traditional head of the family, go fuck yourself. You're on the outs. You're going to go ahead, have the child rule over the parents, have the woman rule over the man, and have just the government in general rule over everybody. Okay? And not only that, right? The glue and the thing that basically holds this American society together of a religious context would be Christianity. The main religion in America is what? Christianity. Okay? So guess what? That's got to go too. Right? Like I said, don't toot your own horn. It has nothing to do with what's divine and what's true and what's real. Basically, anything that you hold to for strength, anything that you cling to for strength in America that's going to give you, like I said, the gumption to fight back, they've got to destroy it. They've got to eradicate it in order to replace it with their own religion. And their own religion is basically the religion of the state. Humanism. Alright? Transhumanism. Totalitarianism. Whatever you want to call it. Alright? So yeah, like I said, a lot of my cats kind of perplexed. You know what I mean? You and Barak, y'all may be cut from the same cloth as far as, your philosophical outlooks and whatnot. We don't really know that for sure, but just by looking at his actions within the NWO, right? I know he's not Christian. And I know he's got a hard on to basically eradicate Christianity. And at a glance, you know what I mean? Like I said, if you know me, and if you know, the shit that I kick on my podcast, I'm not a fan of the fucking church, nigga. I'm not a fan of the church. So a lot of people are like, damn, man, you're confusing me. I don't understand. Seems like you two, you would really be for what this nigga's doing, man. But no, I'm not. Like I said, I know that, nigga, we're all in the same boat. After he eradicates the Christians, who's next? Fuck. The welfare class. Right? Yeah, I mean, like I said, 95% of the planet is supposed to get eradicated through Agenda 21. Google it. Google that shit, man. Now some people are asking me, like, so man, where are you? I mean, you don't hear you talk about how you don't like church and you don't fuck with the Bible, and you're talking about this humanist shit. And, I mean, what are you, man? Are you an atheist? Well, number one, no, I'm not an atheist. I'm not nothing of the sort. I have shunned all labels, nigga. I don't label myself anything. I just say that I'm a metaphysician and I study all the arts, all the crafts, all the philosophies, all the religions. And I got my own thing going on. And, but I do find it interesting that you don't really find too many, black people who will claim atheism. You find a lot of black people who will claim Christianity, of course. And I understand the mindset that goes into that. It's kind of like an advanced form of Stockholm syndrome, right? If we look at religion for what it is, for the most part, it's like a crutch to basically support you through hard times. I don't really see a lot of rich motherfuckers that's got like a lot of money, that's well-to-do, really kicking shit about Jesus and church, and it's mostly poor motherfuckers that's on that shit, man. Then you go ahead and you throw in slavery and just the trauma of that shit. So it's kind of like a no-brainer why niggas would be so locked into step with church and Christianity, the very religion that was introduced to them by their slave masters, by their slave owners. You think it would be a no-brainer to understand that this was given to me by my slave master, by the slave owner. Yeah, this was given to me, to substitute what I had originally from the west coast of Africa. You know what I mean? You think that motherfuckers be intelligent enough to know that, I probably don't want to fuck with this because it's from the fucking slave master. But no, niggas don't think like that. Niggas is emotional, right? Niggas is emotional. And like I said, atheism, if you're going to fuck with atheism, you got to use a lot of your left brain in that shit, man. It's like logic and reason. And Christianity is basically based in right hemisphere thinking, man. Emotional, spiritual, emotional. So emotional and so spiritual that, it becomes detrimental because you're not even fucking with the left hemisphere of the brain in the least. Not at all. So it's not perplexing to me why you don't really find too many black folks that fuck with atheism, or claim to be atheists, because like I said, niggas for the most part have been traumatized emotionally, and they've been basically relying on the right hemisphere of their brain. And, people that do that shit, they're going to be more inclined to fuck with a religion like Christianity, where it's just basically all emotion. It's a big ass guilt trip. You must follow me. You must accept me of your God and your Lord and Savior. Don't pass me by. I died for you. The cosmic guilt trip, nigga. You feel me? So, no, I'm not an atheist, man. I don't have any labels. None at all. And then, then you get niggas that's always talking this shit about, well, if you're not Christian and you're not atheist, but you still don't believe in Jesus, aren't you afraid of going to hell? Wouldn't you rather believe just in case? Wouldn't you rather, what kind of stupid ass shit is that? Would I like to believe just in case? So basically you're saying I should just be on some bitch shit, even though what the fuck you kicking to me is not making any sense whatsoever. I should believe it just because I should just be safe. And it don't work like that. You can't just believe in something just because it's safe. Either you believe it or you don't, nigga. You know what I mean? Shit. And I believe that they call that Pascal's wager. Just for shits and giggles, let's say that I am an atheist, because people used to hit me with this shit all the time, thinking I was an atheist. It was like, well, when I die, I'm going to heaven, and you're going to go to hell, and if what is it? It's like this: if me and another person dies, and that person's a Christian, and I'm an atheist, right? Their argument is, if they believe in Jesus, they're going to go to heaven. And I'm going to go to hell. But in the event that there is no God and there is no Jesus, right? They're basically stating that they lose nothing either way. You understand what I'm saying? But if I'm wrong, I'm the one that's going to roast in the hellfire. So you may as well believe in what the fuck they believe, just to be safe. You understand what I'm saying? Pascal's Wager. Y'all look that shit up, man. It's basically some bitch shit. Some total fucking bitch shit, man. I won't be a part of it, man. Won't be a part of it. But, I can flip that on them. They, like I said, most niggas that's fucking around in the church lack deductive reasoning. And it's like, nigga, look, I can flip that shit on you. I can say, well, what if you wrong? What if you're going to go to hell? You're going to burn because you don't believe in the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam. Right? Because it basically says that the Quran is the last will and testament of the Most High God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And, you're a Christian and you don't believe in Muhammad. So it's basically saying if you don't believe in the Quran and Muhammad, you're going to roast too. So what if you're wrong? What if you're wrong? And once again, let me go back. Let me just say once again, because I know probably people are saying like, why are you always talking about Christianity? Why are you always bashing Christianity? Well, these are the people that's fucking with me on a regular, right? I live in a so-called Christian nation. So these are the people that I'm going to talk about. If I was somewhere else in another society where, let's say, Hindus or Buddhists was fucking with me, of course, I'd fuck with them. But of course, Hindus, or especially Buddhists don't do that fuck shit, man. It's mostly the major three religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. That's mostly on that shit, man. The major three monotheistic religions and shit. But back to what I was saying, man. Like I said, you can use that same argument against a Christian. Like, well, nigga, what if you choose the wrong religion? Right? Fuck, yeah, that's right. Other religions have their so-called hells, prospective hells, places of damnation. What if you're wrong? What if you chose the wrong religion? What if you choose the wrong holy book? What if you choose the wrong prophet? Mr. Christian man? Better yet, I've got my own little ditty that I like to throw at motherfuckers, right? Because the Bible itself is such a wicked book, especially the Old Testament. So much murder, drama, trauma, mayhem, all in that book, man. And a lot of it was sanctioned by the Most High God, you know what I mean? Where, especially in the book of Numbers, man, there was a lot of smiting and killing and raping, all by the children of Israel that was commanded by God. And there was a lot of things that God himself did that was just off the hook, off the hinges, man. His hands was covered in blood. Remember a particular story about Onan. It's been such a long time since I read it, you know what I mean? But Onan, what book was that in? I'm not sure, man. But Onan, the Most High God basically struck down Onan because Onan had a brother who died, and the Lord commanded him to basically have sex with his fallen brother's wife, but I guess he felt some way about it and he didn't want to basically spill his seed up in the chick, even though the Most High God commanded him to do it. So Onan, I guess he pulled out before he could impregnate her, and he spilled his seed upon the ground, and the Lord thy God smote him, struck him down and killed him or something, because he spilled his seed on the ground. Crazy shit like that's all through the Bible, man. Crazy shit like that. So where you going with it? Well, basically what I'm saying is, what if, right? This is piggybacking off, the Christians saying, like, what if I'm wrong and I'm going to go to hell? Then I like to throw this shit at them. I'm like, well, if you read the Bible and you read it with a discerning eye, it would seem to me that Jehovah, Yahweh, is a bloodthirsty beast. Now keep in mind when I'm speaking on this shit, right? I'm speaking on it as if I believed in these beings and these characters, which I do not. But, for your edification, just to please you, nigga, I'm speaking like they real, okay? But like I said, what if, right, he put out a book with him in it, and he had a lot of questionable character flaws in that book? Yes, I'm talking about Yahweh. Yahweh puts out his own book with him in it, killing, smiting, slaying, doing all kinds of fuck shit, doing things that are totally amoral, right? Now, what if God put that book out there? Get this is how genius I am, right? What if he put that book out there just to see how many suck asses and bootlickers would ride with him, right? Just because he was God, right? You understand what I'm saying? What if he put that book out there as a litmus test to see who was a man and who wasn't? What if he put that book out there just to say, I wonder how many people are going to suck my ass just because I'm the Most High? Who out there would have the balls to basically say, nah, I can't co-sign that behavior, man. That doesn't sound righteous. That doesn't sound godly. What do I look like worshiping a God of that nature? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would throw that in a nigga face, right? Of course, most niggas can't comprehend that shit. Well, God can do anything because he's God. He made us so he can kill us if he wants to. He's the Most High God. I'm like, oh, these niggas. You know what I mean? But like I said, with me and my finite wisdom, right? You know, if I was the Most High, I would do that. I would make a book with me just acting a total ass all through it. Killing, smiting, slaying, doing all kinds of heinous acts. And then I would sit back and I would see which people were just going to be total suck asses and would co-sign any fucking thing I did just because might makes right. And then on the day of judgment, when I judge thee, and then, you know, you would come up and, you know, you'd be all teary-eyed and like, Lord, Lord, I beseech thee, have I not done everything that you have asked of me? Man, then I'd really get to smiting bitch asses, man, for real, because I couldn't have motherfuckers like that chilling up in the pearly gates, man. I couldn't do it, man. No suck asses and bootlickers, no spineless motherfuckers allowed, man. No, it's not happening. So what if the Bible is really a test of your moral character? You know, you're probably saying, well, it is a test of a moral character, but you know, but not in the way that you think. Like I said, what if it's actually a book that's set out there to see who's got a backbone and who don't? What if it's a book that's set out there, like I said, just as a litmus test to see who can actually identify righteousness and unrighteousness? Who has the balls to basically stand up and say, this God is acting in an unrighteous manner? Who has the balls to basically call it for what it is, man? Once again, I say to you, I'm not speaking on this as if I believe in your characters or your fables. All right? Anybody who's done a lick of homework knows that this book is basically a plagiarized accounts of older African, say, myths or belief systems. All right? Sorry that you niggas ain't caught up with that shit yet, but that's the real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I think the Bible is. And if it ain't, it should be. Because me and my finite wisdom, like I said, I would have a true test to see who is righteous and who's not. And I will put out a book out there just to see who would ride with me just because I was the big cheese. You know what I mean? And then I would sit back and see who would not ride with me, right? Because I had amoral behavior, I had evil, vindictive, and vicious behavior. Then I'd sit back and I'd see who would have the balls to basically say, no, I can't co-sign some of that evil shit that this being did. I can't roll with it. Now, those are the type of cats I want to bless with eternal bliss. Okay, well, check this out, man. I'm going to be doing a series of religious, metaphysical, should I say, speeches. And this is just one of them. Feel the need to do it because, like I said, I've been ignoring this aspect of my personality for a while. Plus, I've been getting inundated with some of these questions, man. So I've compiled a lot of questions from people from the internet and from my personal life. So I'm gonna go ahead and spit this shit, man. So this is the end of part 1, right? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna call it a night. This is gonna be a short one. Probably got about 3 or 4 more shows coming on it. It's like the Dark Sun series, man. So once again, Fat Mac Almighty Triple XL coming at you live and direct from MacCity.com, and we out. Snack City.com.